on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. This has been a very fast, I'd say, news week for the anime community. I'm
Hmm.
excited. I think this is probably one of the best seasons we've had in a while.
Yeah.
There's been heaters, there's been heaters in other seasons, but the amount of content we're getting this season, I think, is really good. Is this season in general better than the Demon Slayer AOT Sundays that we had like 3 seasons
There's
ago,
there's
2 seasons
nothing
ago?
ever going to compare to those Sundays, and then you added on the One Piece Sundays too. Like nothing's ever going to compare to that season of
Bro,
anime
it's gonna
anytime
be
soon.
it's gonna be
But
2085 and One
but
Piece is still gonna be going. Nobody cares. Nobody
2085,
cares. Let
that's a
it
good
go.
that's a good time period.
Let it go.
But I think what this season of anime really is giving us is fresh anime that gives us those feels as the ones we love, like Attack on Titan, Demon
Yeah.
Slayer, so on and so forth. This season has a lot of good bangers for new anime, and it's a
Yep.
surprising, refreshing thing to actually have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, we're gonna do our normal hotter drop. We're about 3 to 4 ish episodes into the shows. A lot of them have three, some of them have four. A lot of them started pretty early, which I was actually surprised earlier in the season, which is good for us and good
Mm-hmm.
for y'all because we get to do our hotter drop. Now we're switching it up a little. Obviously, as podcasts, as everything change, and we like to adapt to the times, make it more flashy for you. So we're gonna do a tier list. It's not gonna be S tier, God tier, D tier, F, A, B, C, D, E, F. We're not going to do that. We're just going to do a hot tier. So hot, let it cook, and a drop. The let it cook is the ones that we're like, let's let it build up. Let's give it more time to sit, to cook, right? Let it cook. And then we'll circle back around to that one. We have all of our animes listed down below. We have Ancient Magus Bride. We have um,
The Otherworldly
the
Adventure.
Otherworldly Adventure, Dead Mount Deathplay, Doctor Stone Season 3, A New World, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Demon Slayer Season 3. We have Heavenly Delusions, Hell's Paradise. I gained another cheat skill, or I gained a cheat skill in another world, became unrivaled in the other world, part two, whatever. That's a long fucking title. Um, Konosuba, from the female's perspective, I forgot exactly what her perspective is. This one, which I think it's the library lovemaking one, the Hallmark movie
No, this
one
is
you were watching.
Loving Yamada at level
Oh,
999. It's
so same thing.
yeah,
Got it.
right.
Mashal, Magic and Muscle.
Mm.
We have my one hit kill sister. We have Otaku Elf, summoned to another world for a second time. Um,
In another world with my
in another world with
smartphone.
my smartphone. Season two. So, God, these ones you watch, I swear to God. The legendary hero is dead. And then this picture.
Which Mercury?
Yeah, Witch of Mercury season two, and then serving a god in a godless world. Now, obviously, we didn't add every single anime that is out this season. We don't watch every single anime. There's some out that we're just like, what in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Construction Hat one. That was one we're just like,
Told the
pause.
YMCA one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not watching that one. I'm sorry if that if anyone's
yeah.
watching that, go fuck yourself. I'm not
Yeah,
watching that one.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm not watching that. Anyway, so we're gonna use this tier list. We're gonna go down each one, say what we think it should be, what we think it shouldn't be. Obviously, there's like three on here that I haven't seen. This is a really good season. I've seen a majority of these, which if y'all have been following us, y'all know that's really good for me. Normally, I'm just like, I've seen a couple, because last season and season before that, it was just like good bangers, and then it was just like,
I mean,
but
those like some that you were like really, really looking forward to, and I think they kind of overpowered the rest of them in your eyes.
and I was going to get to that a little bit later, but that's kind of the starting to become the problem with this season. And I
Mm.
mean, I can talk about it later, but like there's shows out right now that are in their third episode, fourth episode, and they're fucking getting really good from the jump. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the other shit's starting to look really boring. Like I liked it, but now that I got this, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want you anymore. What is it? Andy with the toy with Andy the toy with with these like
I don't
I
want
don't
to
want
play with you anymore.
I don't want to play with you anymore. Like, I don't know, but we'll start off. We're gonna start off with Ancient Magus Bride. My wife reads it. She's starting to read it. She's not through. I know she only has three manga, but stay at home mom. She doesn't have time.
Mm.
I know you're watching Ancient Magus Bride, the Beauty and the Beast of anime. What are your thoughts on that?
The Ancient Magus Bride is a really well done anime. I'm really happy I did start this one. Now, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, there are a lot of like long talkative
Hmm.
parts. It's a lot of world building in this one. I'm pretty sure the target audience for this were women or people who just love beautiful animation scenes where it's not a lot of fighting, but just
Probably.
beautiful fairies and magic,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean.
Well drawn.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. It looks really really good. Um, Honestly, this one is going to be a hot for me. It's not
Really.
something that I'm super interested in, but Yordi is 100% interested in this
So
show.
for the target audience, it's a hot.
Oh, definitely
For the
hot.
tar for the
Even for me,
target
it's
target
something that
audience.
I may not be like paying attention the whole time I'm watching it. I'm on my phone, but when
Yeah.
shit gets going, shit really gets going, and I put my
Yeah.
phone down and I'm watching what's happening. So
Was
definitely
it
hot.
like those TikTok memes where it's like when my husband is complaining about a show that I watch all the time, but then it's like, "Who you calling a bitch, bitch?" And he's like sitting on his phone, he starts putting his phone down, watching the fucking reality
That's
show.
exactly how it goes in this one. Sometimes the main character, she's a little ditzy for me. She keeps getting kidnapped by random magical creatures, but I guess that's
Oh
just their
god.
way of pushing the plot line. But it's really well done, and it's definitely beautifully drawn. Watch it if you haven't watched it. I crash watch season 1 just so I can start season 2. So pretty good.
I'll let her read it. Let her tell me about it. So
Let her give you the cliff notes. All right.
yeah, the cliff notes. I don't give a shit. I haven't seen this next one either. So these are one of the like 3 or 4 I haven't seen. So
The Aristocrats
yeah.
Otherworldly Adventure. This one, of course, Isekai, our true love. The guy dies. Now, mind you, I usually try to forget how old people were when they died and they're isekai into another world for reasons,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. But for him, I think he was like 15, 16 years old when he was
Mm-hmm.
isekai. And it's the same storyline in which the guy or person is isekai. They become super overpowered in this plot line. The gods are highly favoring this individual, so they give him his blessings, and he pretty much shows why he's the most OP person around. They literally tell him like, even though he's a 10-year-old, you're the most powerful human in this world, and he's like, of course, trying to hide it from everyone so he doesn't
Of
start a
course.
whole international or crisis.
I've never understood that. And some of the isekai plot lines where they're just like, I know I'm OP. Let me hide the shit. The only time I understood it was with Shadow. That was the only time I
Yeah,
understood it.
but usually how they explain it is like, oh, if all the kingdoms knew how powerful you are, kingdoms would literally start wars just to attain your power. So they like keep your power to yourself. Don't let other people know.
That seems like a personal problem.
So even though it does use that trope, it's actually pretty. It's a pretty good anime. I do like the main
Okay.
character. He's like real smooth with the ladies. So it has that comical where the king is like, stop
Yeah.
flirting with my daughter, the princess. So it's pretty funny.
So is it a hot drop? Let it cook.
I'm going to watch it every week, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it as a hot. It's definitely not like an
Okay.
8 out of 10, but it's a good 6.5, 7 out of
Okay.
10. So hot.
Hot. Okay. Now we got Dead Mount Death Play. Now I have seen this one, and I think this show has a lot of potential. Even though Let It Cook is our potential category, I'm still gonna watch it every week because I love this
Yeah.
show. I mean, it's fantastic, and we finally get to figure out. And obviously, we are spoiled gang, but that's only when full seasons have come out. We don't really like to spoil the first 3 episodes of a show. But before, when we talked about our reactions to these shows or like what we thought they were gonna be about, when we read over some of the synopses, we find out who was actually reincarnated. We find out where they went, and we find out that they still have magic into this other world, into Japan. Um, and I think this show has great potential. It's bloody, it's violent. I mean, it goes off the rails almost immediately. I mean, it starts out with like a fight, and then getting to find out. I think they did a really good job with the character that we get to see who gets reincarnated, whether that's the hero or the monster or the demon, whatever you want to call it. Um, we get to actually see a little bit of the backstory, and I was like, oh, that's actually really
Yeah.
creative. That's really interesting. Like I'm invested now into this
Yeah.
character. So I'm keeping it as a hot. I really love this show. It has a lot of potential. It's starting to slow down a little bit, but it's not as obviously as high paced as some of the other ones we're going to get into. But I think it's still a hot. I think it's still a great show.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. This one's going to be a hot for me, simply because, like you said, out the gate, it started off with a huge fight. the choreography was beautiful out the gate, and then the whole reincarnation thing happened. So it now created
Yeah.
that plot line of okay, what's going on. It even for us, it left a mystery. The first say 10 minutes of the episode, like
Yeah.
okay, who got Isekai?
You're
Who
like,
are we looking at right now? And then we finally got that huge reveal. So that was actually pretty good. And right now, even though it is kind of slowing down,
yeah.
it's doing the whole informative piece, kind of giving you the backstory, who they
Yeah.
are. So we're not automatically creating our own judgment of the main character. It's kind of
And
letting
I
us
like
know
that.
who that person is. So now we can see who they're going to be. So I definitely would put this one in the hot category. It's going to cook. It's going to get better from what I've seen of like
Yeah.
just pictures, searching through images on Google. I haven't like gone
Yeah.
into it. You know, I like to spoil myself, but
Yeah,
this one
I
I'm
do
gonna
the same
spoil
thing
myself.
sometimes. I will say if you have seen, and we talked about this, I was texting you while I was watching it. If you've seen the cover photo or cover art for this, if you watch the first episode, you're gonna know who is reincarnated. I mean, it's pretty
Yeah, it happened in the
obvious.
first
So
episode.
yeah, like after the first episode, or even in the beginning, you're just like, oh, okay, got it. So, but great one, great hot, 3 hots in a row. I mean, we're cooking with peanut oil now.
This season of anime is
This
pretty
season
good.
is
I'm not
good.
mad at it at all.
So Doctor Stone season 3 is out now. I have seen season 1 and half of season 2, and I love Doctor Stone. I thought it was really great, but I ended up getting on to some other show. You know me, I'll show hop, but I got on some other show. I didn't finish it, so I haven't started season 3 yet. But is season 3 good enough to stay around? Is it let it cook for a little bit?
I've always been a let Dr. Stone seasons cook because I find
Okay.
them to be very slow. This one is a lot faster than the other ones, but I'm still on the same sentiment of let it cook, let the storyline
Okay.
build up. I may watch it 2, 3 episodes at a time, but it's not something that I want to watch every week because it's like they set up something and then you watch it play out over a couple episodes. So let it cook, definitely.
Okay. I like Doctor Stone. I think it's great. I'm definitely want to get into it. I did say I was going to start from the beginning again. That's just me. I know wave top stuff, but if I want to really get into something, just like My Hero Academia, I restarted all the way back at season 1. I knew wave top, but I was like, let me give this a fair chance. Let me
Yeah.
give this a fair shake. So I'll restart it one of these days. But I'm watching these weeklies and they're fucking fire. So next one,
We're not even going to talk about
okay.
it.
We're not even
We're
gonna
just
talk
gonna
about
drop
it. Demon Slayer season 3. Oh my god, that shit was amazing.
Yo,
Oh,
you
that
watched
shit is
this? You
amazing.
watched today's episode?
Yeah, I watched today. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was fucking Chief Keef Genja, I swear to God. Bro, that shit.
You still
Even
got that thing
and
against like the regular dialogue when like the action's not happening, like like the comical faces that they make. You still got anything against that?
well, I thought about every since we talked about it, I think about it every time they do it. Because even in this episode, it was a bunch of like, oh, for me, like those like cute, weird, round faces with the weird eyes. Like, it's a lot of it in it compared to the other seasons. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's quite a lot. But I've looked past it because it's a good. I love Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, like I fucking love Demon Slayer. So, um, I mean, in this episode, we finally get to the. I wouldn't say the crescendo because that's towards the end, but we get to the climax. The top. We're getting to the top of the fighting now. We're finally getting to see, fighting the upper ranks, fighting number 4.
But when you
And
think about it, it's not even finally. Like it's only episode 3, and we're
it's only episode,
already
which I'm,
getting into
and
that.
we're already in a fight, which means either the rest of the season is going to be straight fighting, which I'm all about, or they're going to fight, finish it, and then the last 3 or 4 episodes are going to be like slice of life. Like I'm hurt. Let me go sleep for 3 days and fucking,
Yeah.
like Tanjiro in his last fight. I don't want to spoil too much, but when they cut the head off, when him and the other Hashira cut the head off of the demon that they're now fighting, and it split into 2, and Tanjiro was like, "What, man? We gonna have to fucking do this shit again."
He said exactly what the audience was thinking. Like, really,
Yeah.
we're about to do this
Yeah,
again?
again, we gotta fight 2 demons again and cut their heads off at the same time. Fuck.
At least now you get to see that he doesn't need Zenitsu to handle his light work. He can do it by
I
himself.
will say, I thought about this as well. We talked about Zenitsu versus Tanjiro, and I was saying how we haven't seen him use his fire breathing
I thought
until
about that as well.
unless he was in like in a bind, and then immediately,
He didn't even use his water
almost
techniques. None.
immediately, the first thing he uses is fire breathing, and I was like, "Fuck you, David." But like, he only has that one form, which is understandable. He's just learning how to use it. Understandable.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that from him, but I'm not going to even hold him. I'm not going to hold him. Like that was the first thing he went to was his fire breathing, and I was like, "Fucking double thumbs up,
Hey, if
bud."
it works, let's fucking use it. I like it.
Hey,
Hey,
bold move, Cotton.
only
Let's see
gonna
how
get
it plays
better and
out.
better. I'm sure Zenitsu's gonna come back with a little buff too, so don't worry.
I
Zenitsu's gonna
think
give us shots.
I honestly think that they're gonna. I think if they're starting the fighting now and they're gonna make it last all season, I think Zenitsu and Inosuke they're gonna fucking make their way to the Swordsmith arc because shit's probably gonna get fucked up and they need to be there. You know what I'm saying?
They need to be there. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. How about it? We'll see.
I was honestly expecting Mitsuri to still step in, but then I remember she left
Yeah,
like
she
right
don't.
before. She left like right before.
I know you wanted to see her again. It's okay.
Fuck, man. Fuck, man. Fuck.
But
And then
definitely,
even fucking Nezuko, she went straight into demon form. I was like, damn, y'all been
I
training.
can't remember if that was something that actually happened in the manga, but no, that was definitely a delight to see as well. Her going
But
to demon.
I was thinking, I was like, y'all been training or something? Holy shit! Like, what the fuck's going on? I saw Tanjiro was hurt. He walked or got carried to a village, and now all of a sudden he's doing fire breathing. Nezuko's going in her final form and shit. I'm like, what do you sell? Like, what the fuck?
Hey,
What the fuck is going on?
Hey, Netsuko's an ally now. Like Netsuko's
Yeah.
gonna put in her work. Final battle too. Don't worry about it.
She, it'd be fucking crazy. I know it doesn't. I know it's not going to, but if she became like an upper moon or something, that'd be crazy. Anyways, all right. So the next one is Heavenly Delusions. Heavenly Delusions. I have seen the first episode of this. I've seen a lot of snippets on TikTok about this. It looks pretty good, but for me, I'll let this one cook
Yeah.
because the first episode just didn't seem like something I was waiting for the next episode to come out. Like I wasn't gonna wait till next week for it to come out. So I didn't watch the next. I didn't watch the next like 2 or 3.
Heavenly Delusion. It's good. I'm not gonna say it's not good. It's slower pace. Like there are action scenes that are happening throughout. Like it's a lot of back and forth too between what's going on in the outside world and what's going on the inside world. So that can be a little bit confusing. I'm going to put this one and let it cook because, like you said, that it's good, but it's like, what's happening? Like, tell me who's who. I actually went on Google to try to figure out who's who. And it's
from
like
my understanding, it's like another Promise Neverland trope.
Yeah, it feels a lot like Promise Neverland. But like I said, it is good. The action scenes are pretty good. The girl, I'm not gonna spoil that one, but the girl, she's pretty intelligent. The boy, he has like this power to like touch the demons and kill them instantly when you touch them. It's good, but I think more episodes are needed to really get it to the point of like, wow, this is a really good show.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna let it cook. See what happens. Next one. Just go ahead and slap that one right up there. Hell's Paradise. Oh my God!
It is a reason. It is a part of. You know what I mean? It's a reason part of the Dark Trio because it is fucking good.
Nimpo. Oh, that last episode. Because
what happened to I don't like shinobis. If it ain't Naruto, I don't like ninjas. Don't like them now.
First of all, there's samurais and shinobis in there. First, like, I was honestly, like, I knew it was part of the Dark Trio because people were putting it in that category. I already saw the first episode. It was bloody. People were fucking each other up. I'm all about that shit, right? But the icing on the cake for me, like the thing that really put this in my bones was fire style Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Like the man has jutsu. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna hold it. You know what? Go ahead and just give me all the episodes right now. I won't tell nobody. Just give me every episode you have, every episode you've made.
It came out today, right?
Like
or yesterday.
It was yesterday, I believe.
I watched it today. It was.
But like, oh my God, this show is amazing. Like it's Gabimaru the Hollow. Like that whole end scene. I mean, again, we don't like to spoil, but like when they gave him a power, like but we haven't even seen all of it. He could have more. I mean, he has a ninja art. Nimpo is ninja art. Like it's a ninja art, which means there's more, and we see that in Naruto. Those are jutsus. I don't expect him to pull the Rasengan out of his ass, but
I expect a Shadow Clone though.
What I expect is elemental powers. So he did the fire. I'm assuming he might do a rock, a lightning, maybe a fucking something that has elemental properties. Because I see this more as a ninja art that he's trained to be like to have nature. Because the ideal of ninja back in feudal Japan, before when the samurais were reigning and they were the sole rulers of Japan, ninjas were created because the samurai class were treating their farmers like shit. Like the original ninjas were farmers. They use their farming tools. They use the kunai and the shuriken and all their spears and shit comes from farming tools. And they were learning to be one with nature, so they can slip in and out of places easily, disappear easily, use like camouflage. They were the first ones that like one of the first recorded like warrior class to use a camouflage, like to use like camo ghillie suits, like shit like that. So I think especially because he has like fire and it's just a fire. It's not like he did like a fireball at something. Like it's there's no more power to it. It's just burning something. I think he's going to be more of a nature, like it has nature powers. So it's going to be like a rock, a lightning, a mist. Just from the knowledge I have of ninjas who have claimed back in the day that they have the powers to control nature or to control elements. I'm thinking that's what it's going to be. But I mean, this show, this is one of the shows, and like I said before, these are one of the shows that are making every other show, or minus a couple that we're going to talk about here in a second, but like every other show just seemed boring to me.
Because it's
when I watch Hell's Paradise,
yeah,
well, I gotta watch Hell's Paradise after I watch every other weekly. Because if I watch it first and then I go to like something else, which another one we'll get to in a second, I'm just like,
I've actually noticed I've been doing that. There's certain shows I won't watch after another show. I'll watch watch that show first, or I'll watch the other show today, and then I'll watch that show the next day. Like,
you have to, because you can't reset.
Yeah. If this show was too good, the second one's gonna be too boring. Like, I'll watch it tomorrow, something like that.
Like, I can't. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't rewatch. Like, I can't watch Hell's Paradise and reset and watch one of the ones we're about to talk about here in a little bit. But like,
I can't watch Hell's Paradise and then turn around and watch Smartphone. Like that it wouldn't happen. It would completely ruin it. Shit. Like it's going to ruin it on this list itself. So you'll see.
Yeah. So this next one is I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. Now I throw this in the hot category, but I don't know how you feel because I like it. I understand. Like I know that. It's a little for me. It's a little slow. It is a tiny bit slow, but I love the concept of it. I think it's pretty cool. The model episode was kind of like okay, cool, but like you're not gonna take a multi-million-dollar job, like nigga, you broke.
Yeah,
like,
I get you.
Nigga, you broke. Like I don't understand. You're not gonna be a model. Like you're hot. You know what I'm saying? Like be a model.
I like this one too. Don't get me wrong. I feel
I watch it on the weekly.
Going on. Like
too much going on.
Yeah, like he's going to. They got the whole school thing now, and in the real world going on. He has the whole other world where he has his own adventures going on and trying to get stronger. And I think he also met someone in the other world. So it's a lot of plot lines.
There's like two plot lines going on. He has his real world plot line, and then he has this plot line.
How is he going to balance?
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to take more episodes to see how that balances. Right now,
that's probably
like
the
watching
point,
two different shows. But I don't like feeling like I'm watching two completely different shows. One episode was all about being in a completely different world, nothing about being in the original world. So maybe that's going to flesh out more down the line. That's why for me, it's gonna let it cook. But it is a good show. I'll go
ahead and put Let It. I still watch it on the weekly. Mm-hmm. This is one of the ones that's not necessarily boring for me. Mm-hmm. I can watch Hell's Paradise and watch this after it. It doesn't bother me. There's a couple other that I can't, but I'll go ahead and put it in the Let It Cook category because I understand. I understand how you feel. I can agree with you. It's kind of like, okay, he's doing the modeling thing, and then we get another episode. Like we get one episode where he's saving the girl. And then he does the modeling thing, and then we get another episode where it shows him saving the girl again. But it's like, okay, well, we get it. You save the girl.
The way in the other world, the whole episode. Like, what the hell?
Like, move the fuck on. You save that girl. She wants you to marry her. Like, move the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
have kids. Fuck. God
not even marry her. Just like move the fuck on. Like, you haven't even left the woods yet. Your crib yet. You haven't even left the woods yet. what I'm saying? Like, you're OP. We know you're OP. Stop
I
it.
don't even feel like he's OP. Like, I feel like in that other world, he's not even that strong yet. I mean,
I
obviously
think
in
he
the
is.
regular world, but I still feel like
I
he
think
still
he
has
has
more
skills
growth.
that other people don't, and he's OP right now. I think he's
And
definitely
that's what
really
I mean. We
strong.
need to explore more into this other
True.
world. It's like
I get you
watching
that.
two different shows.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I get you that. All right. Konosuba, the female perspective.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's like explosion, worldly, something.
I'm gonna go ahead, let it build. I mean, let it cook. Honestly, it's a decent show. I do like the main character. Like the magic, like she's in magic school. She's going through magic school. Her only objective in magic school is learn explosion magic, but everyone around her thinks explosion magic is just like a joke magic that magicians learn to, like, hey, look what I could do, explosion. But for her, she was saved by someone using that magic.
Bakugo.
No, yeah, it's actually kind of, yeah, kind of. But she was saved by someone using this magic, so that's like her only purpose in life. The show is meant to be funny, and it is funny. It's not a serious show. So reason why I'm going to leave in Let It Cook, because again, unfortunately, because of these other shows and how great they are,
You just can't watch
and
it
this
right
show
after something.
not being as serious as them, I would rather Let It Cook, because I feel like it's going to build up to something great by the end of the season.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put your level 99 in the drop category. We need something in the drop category.
Let it keep going. Level 999. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the hot category for people specifically looking for this audience. So this one is another rom-com. It's about a girl. The girl's the main character, and like, stay with me for a few. She had an ex-boyfriend who got her into video games, and he dumped her for another girl he met in a video game, but that's not really essential to the story. Now she's heartbroken and lonely, and whatever reason. She meets Yamada, loving Yamada at level 999. She meets Yamada, who's like the best in the business when it comes to gaming in general. Like, his forte is like first-person shooter. He gets paid to be play video games like Call of Duty type shit. So he gets paid for that, but he plays this game that she plays for fun. And she's kind of like trying to appeal to him, even though he cares about is video games. But she's
the Twitch love affair.
Yeah, like she wants him to notice, but only thing he notices is video game shit. So it's cute, it's funny, it's interesting, and if you like rom-coms, this is definitely a hot.
This is still yours if you want it.
Shut the fuck up! I'm not listening
This
to
cat.
you. It's a good show. Like, this is good rom-coms out there, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this one up here. Mashle, Magic, and Muscle.
Is that my favorite?
This show is fucking hilarious. Oh my god, this show is hilarious. This show is One Punch Man. So it's funny, and I'm gonna keep pulling receipts on you. And every time that I can, I'm gonna pull receipts on you. When we first talked about this show, when it first started, thinking it was gonna air, you were like, "Oh, it's Black Clover. It's literally Black Clover." It has no elements of Black Clover in it. 0 elements of Black Clover.
Yes, it does.
Just because he's magicless in a magic world.
People bully him because he's magicless. People literally say, "Oh, because you're."
Bro, this is literally Harry Potter and One Punch Man.
To himself, I don't see the Harry Potter just because a nigga said up in the broomsticks. That's like the only Harry Potter thing I felt the whole season
one.
So far.
I'm gonna start slow. I'm gonna start not obvious, and then I'm gonna get to the super obvious.
Go ahead.
Harry Potter. They got wands and they got robes. I said super low. I'm gonna start low. I'm gonna start low. Wands and robes. They go to a magic school that only magic people can go to. Okay, starting low.
But okay.
They got Quidditch. Literal Quidditch.
Not Quidditch. We didn't even get to see it.
Of course his name.
You called it Quidditch.
Of course his name's something else.
You called
of course
it Quidditch,
it's called
but we
something
didn't
else.
even
They
get
have
to
to take a ball.
The game.
They have to take a ball and they have to throw it into a ring that's tied up in the air on their brooms.
That. I wasn't sure.
That's
it
definitely
didn't play out because he wasn't able to play the game. So
maybe
maybe
the headmaster looks literally like Dumbledore. Go ahead. Yep.
It's an old anime.
Number 6. Almost there.
Merlin.
Number 6. There's a blonde bully, Draco Malfoy, and he has 2 idiot friends that try to bully Mashle.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from there.
Literally a blonde shortcut
whose father
to bully Harry. whose father is really well connected to the Bureau of Magic.
Okay, I'll give you that
Who
one.
does that sound like?
100%, I'll give you that one. Okay.
Who does that sound like? Interesting.
I don't know.
Weird.
I'm not familiar.
His main teacher, who thinks he's really great, is an older lady with gray hair and glasses. Doesn't that sound like Professor McGonagall to you? Interesting.
McGonagall wasn't really partial to Harry. McGonagall was always doing her job. She was never like team Harry until the end of the series.
Stop it.
No, she was not. She didn't.
I'm about to drive to Virginia.
She didn't support them doing anything that they did. She didn't support the first book, second book, third book, fourth book. In Order of the Phoenix, she did not think that Harry and them should have been part of anything that was going on. She didn't finally start supporting them until the end of the series. I would say the 7th book. So I'm just defending where it needs to be happening.
This is literally Harry Potter.
I can see
literally
where
Harry Potter.
you're creating those lines. But I
literally
don't feel
Potter.
that it's Harry Potter. It's more Black Clover for me.
I can't wait until we get our Professor of the Dark Arts.
Shut the fuck up.
That's gonna be fun.
So
are we gonna have
you
a
really
snake?
like this one? I think this one should definitely be in the hot category. It's hilarious. It's hilarious as fuck.
It's literally it's literally One Punch Man. I mean, this guy is like super fucking strong out of fucking nowhere, and he's just like oblivious to literally everything. Doesn't care about anything. He's just like, oh my god, I have to go eat my cream puffs. There's like Saitama's like, it's grocery Saturday, half off on all groceries. You know, like,
this is literally if you like One Punch Man, 100%. This is the show for you. If you love the whole clueless main character, but he's overpowered in every way possible, this is the show right here.
I mean, and it's so funny. It's hilarious. I can't even.
Definitely.
Anyways. Next one is my one-hit kill sister. For me, this is a Let It Cook. I watched the first few episodes, like 1 or 2 episodes. I was like, okay, I get it. Now there were some pause moments where she was, like there's some brotherly love in that motherfucker, but like it's like a show to me. Like I get it. Like he got isekai'd, but it's like he got isekai'd. She beat her head on a wall until the god or whoever would let her go into the isekai. So she got isekai'd. He has no power. She's the one that's the OP one. And yeah, I get it. She's super strong. She's OP as fuck. That's the point. She's OP because it's funny because he talks about it. He's like, I'm not OP. My sister is. Like, okay. Like I'm gonna let it cook. I'm gonna let a few episodes come out. Then I'll watch it later.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you. I like the show. Don't get me wrong. It's not super cringy as would have been expected. The brotherly love, yes, she does have brotherly love, but it's never put into a sexual frame, and I do appreciate that.
Bro, huh?
When has it ever been sexual?
Stop. I mean, I'm about to mail you.
Remind me.
I'm about to mail you.
Remind me if you want, but please tell me when it was sexual.
Okay. He says, "What are your stats?" And she says, "Oh my god, I never thought you would ask me this question. My stats." And she starts shaking. She's like, and then she starts naming off her bra size, her waistline.
That's sexual now?
She
it was a joke, sir. It's literally a joke. Sexual.
Oh my god, stop.
Sexual
she grabbed his hand
in the show.
She grabbed his hand and threw it, and he on her titty. I'm not talking about everywhere else.
We live in the U.S. where everyone's allowed to have their opinion, but her putting his hand on her tit to fuck with him, in my opinion, isn't sexual.
I don't agree with you, but okay.
I mean, I'm happy you have your opinion. It's just in my opinion, I don't find it to be sexual.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and let it cook because it's funny in its own weird way. It's funny. The sister is overpowered. She's supposed to be overpowered. She be kicking ass. Even the like one of the episodes, it was like a general, like a demon lord general showed up. And she's like, there's no one who can fucking defeat me. Then she showed up and smacked her ass around. So I thought that was fucking hilarious.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna put it in. Let it cook. It's all right, anime. I'll continue it later. I don't know. It's all right to me. I can't watch like Hell's Paradise and Mashle and Demon Slayer and shit and go
never
back to
going to
this.
compare, obviously.
I can't do that. So now the next one is the Otaku Elf. I have never watched this. I know nothing about it. You probably watched it because it says Otaku.
Exactly. So, that's 100% why I watched it. Otaku Elf is going to be the first drop. let's go ahead and start with that. It's going to be the first drop.
Wow. I didn't think we were going to have one.
Yeah, honestly. It was, yeah. So, Otaku Elf is a slice of life anime, which already is a negative point, but it can redeem itself. It's about, so the Otaku Elf is what you would think an Otaku Elf is. She's all into pop culture. She drinks Red Bulls, watch anime, read mangas. She's lazy as hell, sits back all day.
I love watching animes where the anime character watches anime.
Exactly. Literally, you watch it like her, and you see in the background a TV showing another anime playing in the background. The elf has that little girl you see right next to the elf. She is like the caretaker. So the elf, she's like the shrine maiden, and then the little girl is the one who takes care of the shrine maiden. So basically, she's the one who brings her Red Bulls and new issues of manga. Is the show bad for a slice of life? Maybe not necessarily, but compared to the other anime I'm watching this season, it's nowhere compared, and it's like, do I really feel like watching this, or do I want to watch this instead? That's why this one is a drop in my book.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm never gonna watch it anyway, so go ahead and drop it.
So.
So Summon to a World for a second time. I would have put this in the hot category. This is one of the ones. This is one of the ones that came out earlier than some of the others. Mm-hmm. But now it's like I'm not waiting for it next week. I just don't care anymore. The first episode was great. I got like Eminence and Shadow vibes with this kid. Like, I was like, oh, this shit's gonna be pretty good. But then it started getting slow, and then Mashle came out, Hell's Paradise came out, Deathplay. Like, these other shows start dropping, and I'm like, yo, fuck that other show. Like, I think it's good. It's just when these other shows finish, then I'll watch this show. Like, that's my personal opinion. So I'm not gonna drop it. I mean, I guess technically it's a drop, but like, I'm gonna go back to it. So it's a let it cook for me, because I'll watch it. I'll binge the whole season of it.
Yeah.
And I might have to start it over, but I'm only 3 episodes deep, so it's not anything crazy. But I caught myself after watching. I think it was it Mashle? No, I watched an episode of Deathplay. I went to the third episode of Summoning Another World, and I caught myself sitting on my phone. Like, I didn't even realize it happened. I'd pick up my phone and just be like, I'd be like, oh shit, yeah, something's going on. You know, like, oh fuck. You know, like, so I'm like,
I agree.
Do I want to waste my time?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a waste of a time. Like, the show's not bad. It's a decent show. It's kind of confusing, honestly. The beginning was a little too fast paced. I'm summoned. I know everybody. Now I'm about to go fight the Demon Lord, or go meet the Demon Lord to talk to the Demon Lord. I'm confused, and I wish it kind of slowed down a bit. I'm going to put it and let it cook, because it is good. The fight scenes, from what I've seen, is good. Animation is decent. The story is, I liked remember when we first heard about this coming out and we read the synopsis, it was cool. Okay, he was already in the world once. He went back to the regular world, and then he came back again. It sounds like a great premise, and it looks like it's a great premise.
And he got to keep his powers and everything.
Yeah, and that's awesome as well. And people remember him. It was like only like a 5-year time difference between when he left and came back. But it's like
sexual. He smacked her ass, and she remembered who he was from it.
That was a sexual, because he was just telling a friend, "Hey, remember, it's me."
Okay.
But no, it's decent.
Hey, remember how many times I smack your ass? Go ahead. She said you lost weight. Like, I was like, whoa, what?
Yo, that shit was
what
funny.
What is going on here?
From how he smacked her ass, she knew exactly who he was.
She's like, it can't be. Oh,
it's good. Let it cook. I'm going to watch it. I'm for sure going to watch it. It can be hot. It definitely has the potential. But right now, let some more episodes build up.
All right, so the next one is in Another World with My Smartphone Season 2. I have not seen this, so
yeah.
That's
I remember when we first talked about it, and I was like, "Damn, this show is coming back for a second season. Why is it coming back for a second season?" So I was like, "All right, I'm going to watch it anyway because it says Isekai." I decided to rewatch the first season again, and I remember why it's so fucking corny. This show is like, I think I told you, like the father of corny anime. Like, every trope, corny little trope that people hate about isekai animes, every episode seems to add one of those tropes. The harem, the whole it's the whole ghost trope. It's kind of corny. His whole thing is he got put into another world. He asked for one thing, and he decided to ask for his smartphone, and he uses magic to keep it charged. But he can't call anyone, so he basically uses his smartphone for Google. And with that Google access, he can basically come up with a whole bunch of things, invent things, create things, stuff like that.
Smart.
So
it's smart.
I mean, it's a decent premise, and I understand why it was created, and I understand why other animes tried to replicate its formula, but I know it's corny.
If you got YouTube,
I've seen
you can do anything
multiple times. Yeah, exactly. YouTube will teach you everything, and that's what he uses it for. He watches videos on how to do things, and I think it's corny. And the second season just continue on with this corniness. It is a God. Because I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
Just go ahead and say it.
I don't want to.
Go ahead and say it. Say it.
It is a drop. It's a drop. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it to the end. I'm not watching because I like it. I watch it because I started it, and it's not that bad that I feel the need to stop watching it, if you know what I mean. Like with Otaku Elf, I might come back to it at the end of after everything else ends this season. I may come back and finish the episodes, but it's not a good show in my opinion.
All right. So the next one, this might be my first drop, to be honest. The legendary hero is dead. I thought the premise was good, but I started watching it and I'm like, this shit is dumb. Like, the protagonist is annoying. Like, he's honestly annoying as fuck. Like, I do not like him. Like, and it's one thing for it to have like a crybaby antagonist that we all know and love from some of our shonens, but like, this shit he's just annoying. Like, and he's not strong. He's not powerful unless he gets that way.
He defeated the hero. Like, no.
Yeah, like, no. And he's just stupid. Like, he's dumb. And he doesn't do anything. And it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. They want him to defeat this demon lord. Cool. I've seen a million demon lords. I don't care. Like, what is special about him being in the hero's body? And then, but there's nothing special. His body is fucking rotting. Like,
yeah, I thought that was going to fix itself too, but apparently it's not.
Like, that's dumb. And so honestly, like, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't want to watch this show anymore. I may, again, just like you were talking about the smartphone. Like, I may come back to it, maybe. Like, I don't care. Right now, it's a drop for me because I don't give a shit. Like, I really... And he's annoying. Like, it's just fucking like, shut the fuck up. I just watched Gabimaru the Hollow do a Nimpo fire magic, and you want to fucking sit here and put stockings on girls? You're supposed to go fight a demon lord. Go be a fucking Chad.
Honestly, I can't think of one redeemable character in this anime. I can't think of one character like, okay, at least I like them. I don't like the necromancer. I definitely don't like that other guy who was part of the hero party. I don't like his friend. She's annoying, and he's just a piece of shit. So,
yeah, he's like, it's one thing to be a pervy character. We've seen many pervy characters, but he's like a legit piece of shit. Like, he's a legit dickhead. And there's nothing like, he doesn't have any. There's one thing, like, we've seen pervy characters, or we've seen characters that are assholes, but they do good things. They do great things, but they're still pervs. They're still assholes. They're still dickheads. But he's just a perv. He's just a dickhead. Like, there's nothing. He's a garbage human being. Like, there's nothing to really go off of that. And I'm like, okay, so I mean, anyways, that's
the hero's dead.
Like, the hero's fucking dead.
That show's fucking dead. That's just trash.
Move the fuck on, please. That's what I'm talking about. So this next one, I can't. Yeah.
Mobosu Gundam.
Monosu, yeah. I keep forgetting what that one is. I didn't finish the first season. It's a let it cook for me. I always watch the Gundams, garbage or not garbage. So I'm not saying this is garbage. I'm not saying it's not, or it isn't garbage. I'm just saying I'm invested in other things right now. So it's a let it cook for me. Yeah. So I'm invested in way too much else.
I think this probably be the first time we're going to disagree. I think this one is like hot. I did finish the first season. I'm current with the second season. I love the main character. She's quirky. She's vulnerable when she needs to be, but she's also a badass in every other situation. She kicks other people's asses, bad guys, try to show up to like stop her, and she's like, nah, sit your ass down. I really like the show. It's definitely not, I wouldn't say it's the best of this season, but it's definitely one of the hot animes of this season.
I give you a hot because it is Gundam. I love Gundam. Gundam's always been my favorite thing, but like, I'm just invested in other things. So I'm gonna give you this one because I don't it is what it is to me. Like, I don't really care. Let me put Mashle in front of you, though. But this last one, the last one is going to be serving a god in a godless world. I think this show is funny. I think it's fantastic. It's a hot for me. I think it is one of the ones that I am looking forward to the next show. It is a bit of a slice of life right now. And I thought that's what it was kind of going to be when I started watching like TikTok like clips of it. When he started giving people riding lawnmowers and windmills and shit, I was like, oh, here we go again. Like, you know, he's taking his otherworldly knowledge and making this village progress. But then you see like the knight, you see the I forgot what they call him, that Amor or Anor or something like that. The girl with the horn and the weird powers or whatever. Yeah. Like they actually have powers and they actually are, you know. But the dude's hilarious. I think he's fucking funny. He's like using everything. I think the little god, she's cute. You know, she's doing what she can. He's trying to gain followers. He's like trying to start a religion in a world without religion. I think it's a funny premise. I think it's really good. So I'm throwing it in the hot category.
Even funnier than that, also I agree, it's definitely a hot. Even funnier than that is because the reason why he died from his original life is because his father killed him because his father was
which is funny.
Huge like deity like leader of this religious group, and like one of the trials to like be the leader of the group, he had to like survive being thrown into the sea in a barrel, and obviously he fucking died, which he knew he was gonna fucking die. But now he's in this other world having to push religion, of fake religion. I mean, it's kind of a real religion, but it doesn't exist in the world.
It's based on materialistic,
and he's having to use the knowledge that his father tried to push in his head of their fake religion in the real world to push this religion in this world without religion. I think that's hilarious.
Which is funny because if you think about it, so like when they were about to die, well, they did die when they died, which was crazy to me. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like crazy. Like
funny.
I was like, what the fuck just happened? If he would have did what his father literally told him to do, he would have survived getting thrown in the ocean. And I thought about that. I was like, wait a second.
What did his father say?
His father gave him the amulet and said, hold on to this and pray to the god and ask to be revived, or pray to the god and ask to be saved, or something like that. Believe that she is the one true God. Yeah. Right? And he got thrown in the water and he was like with the stupid necklace and he's like, oh, well, I guess I'm fucking dying now. But then we see when they died, he grabbed the necklace, prayed to the god and said, please save them. And it happened. Like, she came from, I mean, she's God, so whatever, but, like, she came from there, and she said, I've been watching you your whole life. I've been waiting for you to...
She is the god of that religion that his father kind of followed?
100, yeah, it's the same name. I mean, she has the same name. Yeah, I think so. But I think they didn't, I don't think they thought that it was a girl. I'm sure they thought it was a guy or something. Yeah. But, like, he literally did what his father told him to do. So if he would have did that when he got thrown in the barrel in the ocean, he would have been fine, because she said, I've been watching you your whole life. I've been waiting for you to call my name and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, you finally did. And she resurrected them. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, he was actually, and then now, like you said, he has to think of the teachings of his dad. And he's like, how did my dad do this? This is kind of shitty, because like, I thought my dad was stupid, but it must be really hard, you know? Yeah. And his dad was like kicking his ass, and he was like, the only way to grow a religion is to go take over the territory of the other people. I'm like, oh, so pillaging guy. I mean, I think this is a really good season. If y'all haven't watched or started some of these hots, man, you really got to. And even some of these that we've dropped, I know there's people. These shows have gotten extra seasons or shows for a reason. There's clearly a fan base out there for them somewhere. So if we're trashing your fan base, I mean, I'm sorry, you're into what you're into. You know what I'm saying? He watches a lot more of the slice of life rom-coms, you know, with his wife. I don't really watch that kind of stuff. But definitely check out our hots here. I mean, I think they're really, really good. So, I mean, I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you like the whole tier list thing that we're doing. Make it a little bit more dynamic. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Don't miss our future videos. Go back and watch our past videos. We've done hotter drops for every season. So if you're thinking about going to watch another anime from a past season, we've done a hotter drop on that. At least going back a year now, because we're coming up on it. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you and peace out.